Did you miss me? I gotta apologize. I haven't made a video in a few weeks. Like a carrot sticking to hummus, I dipped. Now given what I said in my first video, every time I feel like getting cooked, instead I'm gonna turn on the camera and make a movie. So if I stop posting, it means I'm back on the horse. But if I keep posting, it means my liver is healthier than Harold himself. It's probably pretty safe to assume that I was getting cooked. And one person assumed exactly that and wrote me the nicest comment ever. Hey, I just wanna say I'm here for you and I realize you haven't posted in a while. You're an awesome guy and your Instagram always gives me a good laugh. I really hope you can find a way to getting your life back on track for the sake of all your fans, but more importantly for yourself. Just go smoke some weed and make YouTube videos. Or don't, either way. I just wanted you to know that I'm here as a fan and I care. Love your content. Holy hell. That is a really incredible comment. That's just, oh man, that is a rare thing in this world for a stranger to give a fuck about another stranger to the point where they actually write something. Damn. I'd tear up if I wasn't such a boy. However, the truth is, I haven't been on the drugs, and I haven't been making videos either. I've just been really busy. Ew, gross. Now, if you've never been so busy, here's what it looks like. Your friend comes up and says, hey man, how you been? And then you say, so busy, man. Just been so busy. I've been busy. Started out as general nothingness. I had a mural to paint. It was a private one. It was a coat of arms of Marrickville. Had like a beagle, because they had a beagle, an ibis, the barn maid. It was awesome. It was a great day. Then I had commissions galore. My favorite was For Life Without Andy. I did a hottest 100 drinking game. I wasn't really expecting anyone to play, and people started sending me photos, and they literally printed it up and they were playing it. Honestly, it was wild. There's one person who'd recreated all the rules on a chopping board, which I gotta say, that is great spatial awareness. And then someone who was even playing with their nan. It was awesome. Then I had a ton of freelancing work, which took up the bulk of my time. Then Laneway rolled around and I was like, well, might as well go to that. That's another day gone. But I still managed to snap a bunch of photos of everybody wearing the Cotton On Festival shirts. So the day was a bit productive. So I got all these things just going on and it's, busy. Anyway, all this recounting, I will get to 2 points. My first point is this. Stuff kept popping up and I just kept saying yes. And when you say yes to something, you say no to something else, which in my case was making these videos. And I kind of thought this busy period would end after 2 weeks. But then I got a phone call from my mum. My grandma died. Now, I'm quite comfortable with this type of death. She was 82, she lived a full life. Kind of a trademark move of old people dying, but that didn't make it any less destabilizing for my mum and my uncle. Now my family's a bit different, I guess. They don't really do funerals, but they do throw big parties. And then they also live in a town called Whangarei in New Zealand, so the big party was over there. Death is what it is, and every cloud has a silver lining. And for me, my silver lining came when I was literally in the clouds on the plane. I got to bear witness to the cringiest thing that I've ever seen in the history of cringe, the current Air New Zealand safety video.
It's Kiwi to rock around, that's safe and fly. It's Kiwi. It's Kiwi. It's Kiwi.
God damn. Good Lord, that is awful.
Any loose items be stored overhead or under the seat, not under your bed.
And if you see the fasten seatbelt sign, return to your seat, buckle up.
Yikes.
Place it over your head, don't forget to click the straps.
Make sure that it's tight, like my awesome safety wraps.
The sheer amount of people that had to say yes to get this video off the page into production and onto the plane is baffling. There were so many opportunities to pull out and nobody did. And that's just something that I'm grateful for, Gratitude. It's important.
These instructions in the sign that we're jamming.
In any case, my second of my 2 points is this. You never know when life is going to throw a spanner in the works. Now, while all this is occurring, my calendar is just staring at me. Not in the sense that time is passing, but in the sense that I literally predicted this in my calendar. For context's sake, I make these calendars with a quirky illustration on every page. And my January picture accurately says, get heaps of ideas, start a new project, tell people about it, finish project. But you'll see that the loop here skips finish project. Huh? How's that? But yeah, that's exactly what I've done with these videos, and I'm not about that, so camera's back on, baby. And while the camera's on, I thought it might be appropriate to talk about this exact flowchart and how to close this loop. So here it is, how to finish what you start. Firstly, know what the end looks like. You can't chase a finish if you haven't defined it. So if it's a mural, the end might be a finished varnished piece of art on the wall. If it's a video, it's an uploaded video. And if it's something less tangible, like not wanting to endure any office gossip or conversations about Sally's weird kids, then the end might look like you flipping your desk, flipping the bird, and quitting your job and then walking out of there calling everybody a conformist robot slave. Secondly, break it down into tiny, easy steps. So let's say you are quitting your job full of Sally's and paperwork. If you have a to-do list and it just says quit job, yeah, that's kind of daunting. You want to break it down into slightly more manageable tasks, things you can just get done. So you might break it down into 14 steps. 1, become disenfranchised with the world in general. 2, ask yourself, what does it all mean? 3, realize that you never intended to be an office worker, and this whole thing just happened out of complacency. 4, understand that you are in control of your fate. 5, realize that money isn't everything, and that time is the only true resource, particularly when you're living in one of the richest countries in the world. And if all else fails and you need a place to live, rob a bank. You'll either end up with heaps of money or in jail. Either way, you get a roof over your head. 6, organize a meeting with your idiot boss. 7, walk in and blurt it out. I cannot work here anymore. 8, study your way through that conversation, then walk back to your desk feeling a little lighter. 9, get horribly drunk. 10, sit patiently knowing all the problems that you're dealing with won't be your problems in 2 weeks' time. 11, eat a goodbye cake from Woolworths with your co-workers. 12, walk out of there for the last time. 13, put your headphones on and play the Immigrant Song. 14, kick a bin over out of pure joy. Rock and roll, baby. Suddenly those 14 steps look way more achievable, and they're even easier if you give them due dates. So much easier than just quit job. Now my third and final tip is to use discipline, not motivation. It's all well and good to watch a TED Talk and feel like you can change the world, but the reality is that feeling won't last forever. In a few hours, you'll go back to just checking your phone and checking the fridge. How are you gonna change the world now, dummy? So let's say you have followed my 14 steps to quitting your job, and now you wanna up the ante and become a heroin addict. You watch Trainspotting and you get all fired up. You go out, you buy your smack, you tie up your arm, you put it in. It's all great for the first day, until it's not. If you truly wanna sustain a heroin habit, then you need to put in the work. Heroin will not shoot up itself. You need to tie up your arm every single day, and you need to have faith that it's all gonna go somewhere. We've all been there. You go for a walk and you see a junkie on the street who's 10 years into their heroin abuse, and you compare yourself to them and you think, I could never be that. They're just so far removed from where I am. But here's the thing, they didn't get there overnight. They did heroin every single day, and you can too. If you use discipline instead of motivation, eventually you can also be asking for coins outside the TAB. And that's it. That's how you finish what you start. You picture the completed task, you break it up into small steps, you give all those small steps deadlines, and then you force yourself to do those steps. It might sound obvious, but in no time at all, you too can be a disenfranchised, unemployed junkie collecting ashed out cigarettes to build a whole one. And if you ever lose your way and fall off the horse and start getting your life back together, just rewatch this video. I believe in you. Catcha. Thank you so much. It's good to be back on the horse of making videos. Try not dip as much. But yeah, friggin' smash that subscribe button. Talk soon. Thank you for sticking with me. I promise this YouTube channel is gonna pay off. Catcha.